Wait. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. We got loads of space in here. Wait, what are we doing? Want to do serious faces? Oh, we're smiling. Did I miss the smile?
Yeah. Perfect. We're going with that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Welcome back.
Were you recording the whole time?
Not the whole time. No, I just started, but I was recording the picture thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then he lands like all slipperier than I thought. So there's a scientific reason behind all of this.
Yes, all of it is very science.
Very science.
Mm-hmm.
That makes all the other humans cannibals. Sick bastards.
Yeah, every last one.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean that Neo and Trinity and Morpheus and all them
Are they cannibals?
cannibals?
Yeah. Or they say they were cannibals, but much like Silverbolts, they found redemption.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean cannibalism, Silverbolts.
It's, you know what?
There's not even a comparison.
The road to salvation is a harder road for some.
Yeah. Especially those with such a
checkered history.
history.
That's the end of part
I
one.
want you to picture something.
Okay. I'm ready.
A nuclear explosion going off in, let's say Calgary, right? Big, wide open, flat. There's not really a whole lot of things to hide behind. You can't hide behind Burnaby Mountain. Like the nuke went off in downtown Vancouver. Hide behind Burnaby Mountain. Your best protection, right?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but it's I.
Is it weird that I think of these things? I'm like, the mountain.
It's not
right?
No, it's good to be prepared.
For dramatic effect, we're gonna have them run. And then we're just going to time it. How long would it take? You'd be there all day watching them run. And then beep, and then the explosion would barely get them. Like it showed in the episode. So how long were they running?
Well, I mean, it was in slow-mo, so it could have been hours, minutes, seconds, days. Who knows? That's the power of slow-mo.
You can't outrun the blast wave from a nuclear bomb. So you'd have to run really, 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 really far before the blast wave is non-lethal.
Maybe it's more like an Independence Day kind of explosion with the firewall. And then you can get away from that if you're crafty or a golden retriever.
That's true. Golden retrievers, because their coat is made of gold, refracts the heat and the blast wave and reflects it outward.
And that's how that family was saved, is the kid. And they were in that little thing with the fire explosion, but the golden retriever deflected.
Yeah. That's why if you've ever had a golden retriever, you know that their fur gets everywhere. That's by design.
Yeah.
They're protecting everything.
They are made specifically
to fight aliens.
Yeah, I'm going to try to put the Spark back in Black Kraken with chest compressions, but he's a little too nervous about touching the boobies. So
he's like, oh, I have to touch
he's like, oh,
as soon as he touches he's like, oh.
Yeah, there you go.
He was done.
It takes practice, kid.
We've all seen American Pie.
Okay, yeah, and you got to do is find something that really kind of like counter
baseball. They come climbing out of a hole. And then they see a ruined city. And she's like, Silverbolt, I'll get Megatron for what he did to you. And you're just like, how did this remind you of him? Were you at plenty of ruins when you were with Silverbolt? Did you go on your first date at the ruins of Cybertron?
I think their first date was on a log while they were attacked by a saber-toothed tiger. I mean, that one.
You know, that whole description sounds like something you'd hear in like a Looney Tunes.
It was handled much better than I made it sound.
You made it sound so pedestrian too. You're just like, oh yeah, the log with the saber-tooth tiger. We've often talked, especially in Beast Wars. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'm just dying. I'm good. Go on.
I can... Okay, thank you. I'm gonna get... Richard Newman, he was my favorite part of the Guinea Squad back in the day. The Ocean Studios tub. A lot of you won't remember this. Actually, if you're watching this, then you will remember this.
Yeah, this is probably the Dragon Ball Z you started with.
Yeah.
Back when Cheetor was Goku and Dinobot was Piccolo.
And Vegeta was Jetstorm.
And Rhinox was
Captain Ginyu.
And Airazor was Frieza.
Yeah.
That's how tight the voice acting community in Vancouver is.
They did all the cartoons and I loved it. They were very seasoned, I say were, but they are. Like voice actors, like anything, and you can attest to this, and being an actor myself as well, the more experience you get working in your field, the more in tune you get with your instrument, the stronger your performances are, because there's a confidence that goes into it as well. And you understand the character that you're playing. As a voice actor, especially some of these voice actors who have such a broad range, you're one of those voice actors too who has that range. Once you find your characters, you read a character, you know the breakdown, you're like, okay, I'm going to work on this, and then it comes to life in a way that people with less experience can't possibly bring to the table. And that's not a criticism of the people who are not as experienced. It's just an observation. And these people who we grew up with being the voices of all of the cartoon characters that we watched, it just shows just like the dynamic range. Like you were saying, Rhinox is very different when he's Dark Design's Rhinox and when he's Rhinox. And now that he's Tankor Rhinox, he's sort of like a mix. He's like sort of like in here, but he's leaning more over here. So it's, my hat's off to the voice actors. They were... You're supposed to say it. I waited for you. You let me down.
What? Like, you want me to say Predacon Paul?
No, the moment's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't realize that was what we were doing.
Well, that's what we were doing. We're supposed to be on the same wavelength. I want a divorce.
Not again. Every bloody time he does this.
So are they even Transformers anymore?
I don't know.
I don't think so. They're more like mutators.
Yeah.
I just had a vision of tater tots for some reason.
I feel like there's a really good cartoon concept in there, mutators, and they're like tater tots who fight and
they can stack on top of each other and become like the Tater King, and smash the pot roast all into oblivion.
We're gonna turn you to meatloaf.
Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah.
Copyright. Moving pictures.
He wouldn't relish that, that's for sure.
Whoa! Alright, we need to catch up. Where are we? And he says something. What was it? It was something really juvenile. It wasn't liar, liar, pants on fire, but it was something like.
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, it was. He basically
takes one to know one or something like that.
He pulls out this line that was very very grade 3, and I'm like, geez, the writers must have consulted with their
children,
with their kids. I was like,
what would you say when someone's gonna shoot you?
You're a big dummy brain. Let's workshop this.
There's something that I learned. Actually, one of my coaches, Jeb, he actually...
What's up, Jeb?
What's up, Jeb? Not that he'll ever watch this. But,
Jeb, why aren't you watching this?
Do you remember those old...
I do.
It's like, will an iPhone blend? It's like...
Yeah, I guess so.
Will cubic zirconius blend?
Yep. I don't know if I ever saw one that didn't blend.
Neither did I. Those things were cool. Those blenders were overkill for smoothies.
Mm-hmm. It really definitely were cut above...
That's industrial strength.
You really don't need anything to blend anything that well that you should be consuming as a human. I loved it when he would empty it out and he goes don't breathe this. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Did you give me a whey protein smoothie from Megatite? You know for a fact I'm lactose intolerant. Whey protein is derived from milk. How dare you? Do you want me to pull a Rhinox? Do you want me to crap all over everything? Do you want me to have a mushroom cloud level fart? Well, do you?
Cheetor.
She flew over the cuckoo's nest too.
It's true. There you go. And the cow jumped over the moon.
Wasn't that Lynette the Clown? And the cow jumped over the moon.
Yeah, I think at the end of every
She did that whole like clock thing where she's trying to teach you to be flexible.
Yeah.
Which is actually a really good idea because if you teach people to be flexible as you get older, mobility.
I could probably use a clock mat myself. Come to think of it, I need to do more stretches just to keep. Because sometimes I get a little sore. Because I'm getting a little older. I can feel a little in my back.
Dude, I get sore from sitting down playing video games. If I sit down for an hour, I'm like, why am I so old?
So we need to start watching the Big Comfy Couch again. So watch out for Big Comfy Couch Wednesdays. Big Comfy Thursdays.
There you go. I want to say they actually planted this seed in the last episode.
Yeah, they just kind of threw it in.
No way. That was quick.
Well, they did. They just kind of threw it in.
The seed of the past.
Oh, you were being cheeky about them planting.
No, I thought you were being cheeky about them planting the seed. I was talking about the discontent between Optimus and...
Right.
I thought they were planting the seed.
No, I thought...
Because you know how he just throws the seed?
Yeah.
I thought you were making that joke. I wasn't making a joke. I was like...
I think this is a funny miscommunication.
It works, though.
Yeah.
No, but I think they actually did plant that seed.
Okay.
But they didn't water it. They didn't develop it.
Okay.
And
not like they were doing in this episode.
Yeah, with that drill.
Knowing me and knowing you, there is nothing we can't do.
I don't know what song this is, but I'm just vibing with it.
He knows the vibe. Is it relevant? No, it's not. Anyway, so...
But it's our show, so shut up. She's like, come here, Thrust.
Come here, Thrust. I'll tell you how you got your name.
This is a kid show.
Yeah. You can thrust that silver bolt upon me.
But since it's Waspinator and he's kind of a gag character... A gag character?
Yeah, I was going to say, he's kind of a gay character. I don't know, I seem to be really into Black Arachne in this one.
They're building on some more of the conflict between Optimus and Cheetor, which is really, really nice. Shut the front door.
Wow, that's really loud.
Obnoxiously loud. You don't need any car to be that loud.
Somebody's showing off.
Actually, I want to talk about one more thing.
Actually, everybody, we got one more thing to talk about. Predacon Paul, take it away.
Yes, Night Scream.
I'm loving it. Okay.
I was like, Snow Scream? No.
Ice Cream.
Ice Cream? No. Night Scream. There we go. He's going to be my rectifier call for this show.
Yeah.
Night Scream in this one was a team player. 100%. Cheetor and Optimus were sort of at odds with each other right there at the end of the episode, and Optimus was kind of not... chastising is the correct word?
I guess, yeah.
He's more disciplining him, like
discipline.
There is no bathroom. Night Scream actually comes to Cheetor's defense and is like, but one of our teammates was in trouble. We had to act. And I like that. He's really like developing into a team player. And it shows that he's trusting everyone else too. And
that's true enough.
So he's developing.
He's growing up. Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy, Night Scream.
You little shit. In the Beast... here we go. In Beast Wars...
It's inevitable. We've got to compare it to Beast Wars because it is the sequel show. It's going to happen. We don't need to shame ourselves.
Yeah. F*** you. In the Beast Wars...
I don't even know who you're saying that to.
Yeah. One thing that I liked, and this is something we discussed earlier, is the fact that Waspinator was able to overcome his programming before Silverbolt. Jetstorm was just enjoying the hell out of blasting the heck out of all the Maximals.
He was full out.
Her included.
Pretty psychotic.
But Thrust was like, I'm going to save her.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Waspinair's good side was really coming through earlier in the series, and so it's kind of funny that it's a Predacon underneath all of that. Then again, him and Black Arachne were old teammates, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you know that he was banished from his home city because he was too clumsy?
Wait, he was banished because he was clumsy?
I mean, there's a lot of layers between the core and the surface. There's a lot of layers.
Like an onion?
You know what, basically, planets are like onions.
Or parfaits.
Yes, well,
I mean, not everybody likes onions, but...
if it's a favorable planet, you probably want to compare it to a parfait.
Because everybody loves parfaits. You ever walk up to somebody and say, hey, you want some parfait? And they're like, no, I don't like no parfaits. Parfaits is delicious.
And then Donkey needed to change the code on his luggage. Usually bugs stick together.
Actually, no. Waffles do.
Actually, wasps and spiders actually hate each other quite a bit. So,
I mean, I don't blame the wasps because I hate spiders too.
But I also don't blame the spiders because I hate wasps.
Because fuck you, wasps.
Yeah. So, yeah, really, it's an odd combo. So...
Like cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs living together.
Mass hysteria!
We're just throwing out all the references today.
It is the season finale.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, got to get it all in there. Spaceballs, Christina Aguilera, Eiffel 65, Ghostbusters. Just get it all in there.
We got to find somewhere for Ninja Turtles.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's not like the prophets from DS9 where they see time.
No, they already know how the series finishes.
Yeah, which I think is kind of unfair because I'd like to know how everything ends.
Yeah, you know what's great is whenever you talk to them, you never need to say spoiler alert because they already know.
That's true.
One time, it was actually on my last test for film school, I forgot about it, and then I remembered literally partway through the exam as I was like in New Westminster and I had to get to Langara. I was like, oh no. And I beelined it as fast as I could to the exam, and I had half an hour left to do it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Is there another time we could do it? I promise that I just completely... And she's like, no, I'm going out of town after this. There's literally no other chance to do it. I'm like, okay, give it to me right now. And I wrote this exam, this essay. It was at an unbelievable speed. It was nowhere near as good as it would have been if I had sat down and had the proper time to do it. But it was way better than it had any right to be. And
oh my goodness.
And God bless her, she stayed a little longer so that I could have more time to finish it. And she gave me a little bit of bonus time. And I did manage to pass the class. So
damn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was... So, yes.
Okay. So that's how I think they wrote the script for this episode. Who are fighting for freedom.
That's the best kind of freedom, is the one you fight for.
Yeah. As George Bush always said, you fooled me once, but you see, we've already been fooled, but we can't get fooled again.
Transmutate.
Hey. Good. How are you? We're filming. Yes. That's okay.
God, Jamie, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're just shooting right now. Yes.
He's even gonna bomb the SkyTrain station, so I have to walk.
Yeah. Love you too. Bye bye. Or as Don About would say, yeah. I'm just kidding. I love her very much. I better get my money.
But actually, though, it does beg the question, what is money on Cybertron? Because I always feel like this currency is Energon. So are you paying somebody Energon to get...
He flipped a couple coins when he went to Soundwave.
I guess, so there's some...
But where are the business hubs? Like, where's the Deep Space Nine? Where can you buy your wares?
Your underwears. You know, it's always good to get a fresh pair. Yes, so you don't want to end up in the Rancor pit.
Especially when they've got gas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he always demands the top bunk.
Always.
Yeah, he's like, no. Top bunk for me.
And we all know the dangers of giving up the high ground. Today's episode is called The Night Before Beasties, and all through the Heasties, somebody was scurrying, but it wasn't a rat trap. It was Optimus Prime. With a terrible voice actor.
Oh, no. Hang tight. I just want to make sure after that the colors came back properly. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Sometimes it'll throw the white balance off. And
gotcha. We don't want to be unbalanced with white people.
Yeah. Because you know what happens when white people are unbalanced? They start colonizing.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible. Spreading the light of civilization. How dare they? I was just a savage. But now, look at me.
I put him in his place. What can I say? I said, hey, man, stop hunting all that caribou and use it every part.
It was buffalo, but yeah.
Okay, well, that's true. Yeah, caribou a little more north. Moving right along. Yeah, all we know is that for sure, sounds like they're having a beast war of a time.
Nailed it.
Totally nailed it. Is that and
do you have other notes as well?
I have yeah, but this is the main note.
Okay, let's hear the main note. Okay.
That's the main note.
That's an E flat.
Okay, well, that's my main note. Really, I could go a little higher, a little lower.
That sounds like Optimus. Maybe they just need a bigger budget, so they've got the time to really work with everything, because it felt kind of rushed. Mm-hmm. Like, let's get this in the can, and then okay, good, let's go move on to the next one. It was. Yeah. I think ultimately they ran out of time. Yeah,
because there are definitely times where I'm like surely you must have taken another take of that. Yeah, it's like we could do another take, right, guys?
And it just felt rushed. But when they were dialed in, they were dialed in. Mm-hmm. Like Alita, once again, when she was dialed in, one of my favorite performances in the show. Megatron, the guy who played him, was really good in this one. Still sounded like everybody else. Not really a Megatron. He also has the most to say. Ultimately, what I want to say is, I can't wait to see in like 3 or 4 years these same voice actors where they end up. Because I sometimes I see some of my old work in like an old demo reel, and I'm just like, ugh, I thought that was good, and then like I'll see some of my older stuff, some of my newer stuff, and comparatively, it's night and day. I've got so much more experience.
Not me though. Everything I've done has been perfect.
It's true.
In my whole life.
I'm jealous. So this is me, the sci-fi nerd, okay? And this is like, unfortunately, how I look at science fiction films. And I never actually thought about this until like after I read like an actual scientist's review of like Independence Day. Great film. You're not going to think about stuff like how much fuel it takes to accelerate and decelerate a starship and the forces involved. You know the mothership?
In ID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with how big she is, because she's about a quarter the size of the moon,
yeah,
the amount of energy spent just slowing down into geosynchronous orbit would be more energy than if they burnt the entire Earth as a chunk of coal.
Really?
Yeah. Just to stop the ship.
Okay, so there's.
So why would they need our resources? They don't.
I guess they're just hunting us for sport.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And you've got a frickin' star in the center of the solar system. You've got Jupiter. It's mostly made of hydrogen. I mean, it's the purest source of fuel you're ever going to get. Just send some ships down into Jupiter and extract some of that hydrogen.
Yeah, sci-fi nerds. we think about these things.
Sort of. The catalyst.
Well, okay, let's just double check that. Hold on, folks. We're professionals.
Hello, Doug. You're going to see this while you're editing. You smell funny. You talk too much. Hi, Allie. I'm kidding. I love you, man.